How's it going, everyone? Mark Cochran here with Uncaped Crusaders review. I know it's been a while since I've had a video, but there's a reason for that. It's because I'm saving the videos for DC things that come out. I know Doom Patrol is coming out, but I'm waiting to watch that all at once because I made the mistake of watching Titans weekly, and it was a terrible idea. You can hear all about what me and Ian think about Titans in our episodes of the podcast, the Uncaped Crusaders Review podcast. So, I just got back from seeing Shazam, finally, a DC property that I can review. Oh man, and I was really excited for this movie. I'm not the biggest Captain Marvel fan. From now on, I'm gonna say Captain Marvel, because he's Captain Marvel. I'm sorry. Not the hugest Captain Marvel fan, don't know a ton about the character, haven't read a bunch about the character, but I've enjoyed him. I've enjoyed him in the Justice League, I've enjoyed his parts, I enjoy his story. But what changed for me with this character of Captain Marvel was, of course, the Jeff Johns mini-series that was put at the end of the Justice League books. A short story about Billy Batson, and kind of redefined the origin, I guess you could say. And that's what they did in this movie. They used that. So once I realized they were using that story, that Jeff Johns story, the one that I read and really enjoy, I was done, sold. Zach Levy, fantastic, casting choice. I was on board. Mark Strong, love Mark Strong. Of course, they changed it some. Biggest difference, there's no Black Adam. Well, they cast Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam, I swear, man, I don't even know, years ago. So we'll see what happens with that. But I would love to see Dwayne Johnson, Black Adam, meet up with this Zach Levy, Captain Marvel. I would love to see that. So we'll see. So they changed the story a little bit. They took out Black Adam, and they basically replaced the Black Adam character with Mark Strong. And so they kind of, Black Adam is obviously not in the movie. So Mark Strong's character, Dr. Thaddeus Savannah, he's in the book, and it's a little different. He finds his power excavating overseas for relics and stuff, so it's a little different. They kind of focus more on that character in this movie, which is fine. I think it's well done. I like Mark Strong. There was a lot that they used with this movie. I think the pacing went well. It was very fast-paced, a lot happening real fast with Billy Batson coming into the family, of course, becoming great friends with Freddie Freeman, and meeting, of course, the wizard Shazam, and getting the powers, and then learning about the powers, and kind of having his turn at being Spider-Man. That's all I could get. The whole movie, once he got his powers, he's Spider-Man. When Peter Parker, who's in the comics, Peter Parker's about the same age as Billy Batson, maybe a little older, but about 15 years old, which is basically what Billy was. And he gets his powers, and immediately he's going out earning money, being on TV, and showing off, and being the popular guy. And that's what he's doing. And that's kind of the vibe. That's what he doesn't, he's not really a hero. He's in it for himself. And he even has a whole speech at one point where he's talking about looking out for number one. Which is exactly the attitude of Peter Parker in Spider-Man. So I liked that vibe a lot. I really enjoyed it. To be honest, this is one of the better Spider-Man movies that we've seen. This was a way better Spider-Man movie than Spider-Man Homecoming. It was. So I loved that aspect. The dynamic between Freddie and Billy is fantastic. Both of those actors, Jack Dylan Grazer as Freddie Freeman, is fantastic. Once I saw he was in the movie, I mean, come on, he's in It. He's amazing in It. Asher Angel as Billy Batson is fantastic as well. That was great. All the kids were well cast. They got the look and all that stuff pretty much accurate from the book. The interactions were really good. And the effects are great. Effects look fantastic. The flying effects look just as good as Man of Steel, if not better. The fight scenes are really well choreographed. The humor is fantastic. That's what we all expect. The humor was incredible. Oh, this is one of the funniest superhero movies I've ever seen. I mean, it's like this and like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, as far as laugh out loud moments, especially when he first gets his powers. That is just, we've seen some of it in the trailers. That is fantastic. Of course, not getting into the whole plot, or really, not gonna spoil it. It's different from the book, but not super different. Most of the elements are still there. So all that was good. I really enjoyed this. I cannot wait to see it again. I can't wait to see what they do with this character because they don't shy away from the world. In this world, Superman and Batman exist. Aquaman exists. So I don't know if they'll do, any sort of crossover with other characters. I don't know because the whole DCEU has been blown up, which is good. Again, we've gotten into that in the podcast. But I like that they're acknowledging it. The superheroes exist, and that's part of it, and I love that. Yeah, again, I really enjoyed this movie. I laughed so hard. It was well done. That's all I can say about it. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, that's really all I have for that. Definitely go and see this movie. I would highly recommend it. I'll give it four and a quarter stars. This was a lot. This was great. It was great. It's exactly what I hoped it was. The heart in this movie is great. And you have a character arc. You have a main character arc. Billy goes from A to B to C, and, it ends different than how it starts. So definitely go and check it out. And that'll do it here for this video review of Shazam here on the Uncaped Crusaders Review YouTube page. Make sure and check out the podcast, though. You can download it on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify. It's everywhere. It's the Uncaped Crusaders Review podcast where me and Ian, we watch every Batman movie ever made. We just go through and we record our commentary tracks as we're watching them. We just finished The Killing Joke, and we skipped the first half hour that is not The Killing Joke and watched The Killing Joke. So definitely make sure and go check that out. That's out right now. And then next week we are doing Return of the Caped Crusaders. Oh, I cannot wait to get into that one. That's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure and download that, subscribe to that, leave us a review, comments on iTunes, and then follow us on Twitter at Uncaped Review. Right there. Go and follow there. All the updates are posted there. Our thoughts on stuff are posted there. All the links to the podcast are posted there. Everything you need is there. You can also follow me on Twitter at MarkyMarkBrand. And also Ian on Twitter on SirRancelot8. Also up there. Yeah. So make sure and do that as well. You can get our personal thoughts on stuff at the same time. So yeah. So that does it for this video review. And go see Shazam.